everybody. Just thought I would check in before I go to work. You're like, wait, work? Yes, I'm actually going to work. Kind of. I filled out the paperwork. Was it Wednesday? I told you guys how I applied for a merchandising job here with a local merchandising company. Blah, blah, blah. And I heard back from them like less than 24 hours after I applied for the job. And I had paperwork that I filled out. So with the help of a friend, I got all that paperwork filled out and done. And I did that Wednesday. And so I've just been chilling, and I checked my email about 11:40, and I had an email from them saying, okay, we want you to do orientation. So here's what it breaks down to. Officially, I am not an employee of this company yet. They won't officially declare me an employee until they finish my background check, which won't happen for a couple days. But they're still having me do orientation, which I am getting paid for. Yes. So I'm going to do orientation, which is all online, but never fear. I actually have a supervisor who I can email or call that they send me her contact information. So if I have any questions or issues, I can just get a hold of her. But, yeah, so I actually have orientation for my new job, and I actually feel really guilty. I just told my brother this, and that I am technically going to work, but I'm not leaving my room. Like, this is my office for my job, essentially. It's like, how cool is this? This is what my home office looks like. It's basically my bedroom, and it's got all my Star Wars stuff, so I could pretend I'm at Lucasfilm, but yeah, I feel kind of guilty because my mom has to go to her job, and I know it's like to commute because that's pretty much what I did for my job, walking back and forth and stuff like that. So it's weird that for the most part, this job, except for when I actually go work in a store, everything is online. Like, I clock in and out over the computer through the real program. That's where I fill out my work forms, where I say I did this, this, and that, where I upload everything I did for the job. And basically the only time I'm out is when I'm actually at the store doing like an assigned task. So it's really weird in that I'm basically working from home. It's like I will have very limited contact. Like my supervisor, I will have her phone number and I have her email. And that's it. So it's not like I'm going to be going out there and saying, oh, hi, boss. I probably won't ever meet my boss. So it's weird. And like I said, I feel kind of guilty because essentially I am pretty much working from home. I am setting my own hours. I already know if I get this job, I will not be working weekends. So I will have Saturday and Sundays off. I will have holidays off, which is awesome. And I can actually physically pick what days I can work, which I already talked about, which is why this works so great for me. Because like I said, if there's an issue, I can say I can do this project on, say, Wednesday, because I know my mom usually has that day off, so I can get a ride. So that makes it a lot more easier for me and my family. But I still feel guilty because this is my home office, and there's like all my Star Wars stuff and everything. And I also feel doubly guilty because I really wasn't expecting to hear back from them today. I said I'll probably hear back from them today, but I wasn't expecting to do the orientation, and I'm actually in the middle of writing a chapter for Crossing Battlefields, an episode-based chapter, and I'm behind. But so I got the email and it says I have to do the orientation within the next 2 business days, which means today and Monday, because Saturday and Sunday don't count. And I'm like, oh shoot! So instead of working on the chapter, I'm actually going to take a few hours because I don't know how long that's going to take. And I'm going to go do this orientation. It looks like there's about 4 or 5 steps to it, so it shouldn't be that long. I'm going to be taking notes like crazy to make a dummy book to help me with this job. I am super excited. I am super nervous. It's still in the vein of retail, but it's not, I'm sorry, there's glare on my glasses. It's not retail like I'm used to because I'm like a cashier and stuff. And my only other non-retail job was at Lakeview, and that was still kind of retail because we sold like soaps and stuff. So it's like in the vein of retail, but it's not something I've ever done before because I've always ever done, in all my jobs, it's always been something customer service related. Checking people out, greeting people, being like an associate, a cashier, something like that. And now I'm a merchandiser, which isn't in the customer service part of retail anymore. I'm more like a vendor or something, which means I'm not really interacting with the public. I'm not interacting with customers. I'm interacting with the management and stuff, which is going to be totally different for me. So I'm hoping that I work at more than just Staples, because I really like the idea of just working a couple days a week, especially because of, like I said, my time constraints and my travel problems. But at the same time, I kind of want to work more than just one day every other week or something. But I'm excited about this job, and who knows, maybe if I really am good at this job and I like this job, this could be the career for me. Because I honestly think while I like customer service, I don't want to do that for the rest of my life, because I know it's fun, but it's just not me. So I've actually been toying around recently with the idea of doing something like my mom does. My mom is a training coordinator, and I would like to do something similar to that if I stick in retail. So maybe this merchandising job will open me up to something that will help get me into a human resources type of job, but who knows. So anyway, I have to get to work. It's so funny. I'm not leaving. I still have to get used to this. This is so weird. So this is going out my door. Seriously, this is so weird. Put this in. Find a hole. It is official. I am at work. So I'm gonna go grab my headphones just in case, and I'm just going to, hopefully I can get this knocked out in a couple of hours. Hopefully I can have it all done by 3, so that I can spend at least 3 more hours on Crossing Battlefield, so that I can get that wrapped up and done on Monday. So wish me luck, guys. Bye. It is me. I am fresh off of technically what could be called my first day of work, and they actually have it listed as it is my first day of work. They're saying I was hired on the 20th, and my first day was the 21st, so yeah. So I am officially done with my first day of work. It's nice, you know, I can set my own hours, so I can get a job and they'll say, oh, this job can be done Saturday. Well, I can actually go in and change that day to what day I can do that job to the day I'm available, which means I can literally like free up my time. And if a job comes my way and I can't do it, I can unassign it and say, hey, somebody else can take this job. So I have a lot of freedom. It's weird because they had me do something for Target. I'm like, I'm not going to be working at Target. When I went online, it literally was for Staples. So we'll have to wait and see. But so far, so good. So my orientation went well. It only took me about an hour. It was really just a couple watching videos and doing surveys and stuff. So yeah, so that's done for the day, and I get paid. So we'll just have to wait and see so that I can figure out how this goes. You know, it's like I have to do a trial period for this job, for these jobs. So I usually give these jobs like 1 or 2 months, which I know isn't really a lot of time. But while I'm excited about this job, about the freedom it gives me, and like I said, it'd be something new for me, I still kind of like having a set job. So it's going to be weird. It's going to be different. There's all this stuff I have to do, and I'm so afraid I'm going to mess up. Like I have to take my mobile phone, I have to take my tablet with me so that I'm able to do stuff online while I'm at the store. So it's gonna be different and a challenge. I don't really think I knew how different it was going to be, how much stuff there was actually involved. I don't have anybody to report into in the local area because the company is actually based in Minnesota. So my supervisor is in Minnesota. All the bosses are in Minnesota. I am literally on my own here, which I did not know that. I thought I'd be like a local contact. But no, I am literally on my own here with no physical location I can go to, no physical boss, because everything's in Minnesota. So all the materials I need will be sent to me. I'm supposed to be getting a lanyard in the mail. Like everything is in Minnesota. Like if I want to take a vacation, I have to call my supervisor, email my supervisor, who, like I said, is in Minnesota until when 2 weeks tell her, hey, I'm going to be doing this, so you need to send my jobs to somebody else. Which I don't really see that being much of a problem. I don't take a lot of vacations. I do daycations. So I take like a day, and my family and I will take like a day, and we'll go on a trip on something. Like you've seen a couple of my family daycations. We go to last summer we went to our daycations. We've gone to, last year we went to Potter Park Zoo. We went to John Ball Zoo. We go down to Frankenmuth. That's another vacation we do in fall to and like mid fall, early winter. We do that because we go to Bronner's Christmas Wonderland. So that's a vacation we do. We did another one last year. We went up to the reindeer. We went to the reindeer farm in Clare, which I had so much fun at. I really want to go again. On these vacations, we usually do them on like a Sunday because generally that's one day a week we all have off. So usually we do the vacations on a Sunday, and we usually go to some place in Michigan. We never travel out of state. We always stay here. And the best part is where I live. It's actually really not that far to anywhere. Like Michigan's Adventure, it only took us about 2 to 3 hours to get there, and like Grand Rapids is like 4 hours away. Frankenmuth's like not even, as like barely an hour away. So all these locations are pretty close by. So I like vacations. Like I said, I am saving up for a big vacation. My big vacation is I want to go to Disney World in 2019, 2020 after Star Wars Land's open, and now I really need to save a lot of money because I found out something new they're going to add in at Disney World that they won't have at Disneyland is a Star Wars immersive hotel. Like, I would just go for that. And it's like totally immersive with characters and everything, and I'm so excited. So I'm like, my big goal is now I want to go to Disney World. So I gotta start saving money up for that because it's gonna probably be like $3,000. But yeah, we don't really do anything. I think the biggest vacation I took was I'm kind of counting Mackinac Island as a vacation because I really didn't work that much. But that would have been my last one. But my last actual vacation, I was in second grade. I was between second and third grade. And I went down to Kentucky to visit my grandma, my aunt, and my cousin. And while we were there, we went to Santa Claus, Indiana, and we went to Holiday World. So that was actually my last real vacation. And I was like I was about 8 years old. So I'm 29 now, so I haven't actually been on like what you could say an official vacation for about 21 years. So I have like never done that. Well, actually, I could think. Well, my mom we went to Grand Rapids for my mom's graduation, which is one of the reasons we went to John Ball Zoo last year. But we only stayed overnight, so I can't really call that a vacation because it was more like a family event because we went to her graduation one day, and the next day we went to Cabela's and the zoo. So it was more like a family event. We stayed overnight, and then we had a daycation. So the first part of it really wasn't a vacation. But yeah, I've never really, I think I went up to Northern, my family came up with me and they stayed a couple of nights to help me get settled. But yeah, we just don't do stuff like that. It's like, it's not something that we really feel the need to do. I mean, one, it costs a lot of money. My family doesn't have a lot of money. And two, the wonderful thing about Michigan, which I think you can say about a lot of states, is that there's so much stuff to do within the state. I mean, we have, like I said, there's Bronner's Christmas Wonderland, which is in Frankenmuth, which is Little Bavaria. It's a tourist trap, but it's a fun tourist trap. There is the Saginaw Children's Zoo, which we haven't been to in years. There's the Potter Park Zoo. There's the Troy Zoo. There is John Ball Zoo. There is the Gerald Ford Museum. There's Mackinac Island. There's Mackinac City. There's St. Ignace. There's Marquette. There is Sault Ste. Marie. There is Muskegon. There's the lakes. We have like all these options that we can go to, and we really don't have to pay an arm and a leg to go do them because they're all within a doable distance. I mean, I think that's one of the best things about where I live currently is that I'm not too far, as I'm further north, but I'm really not that far away from really anything I want to do. And in me, in my hometown alone, we have our own minor league baseball team, so and it's like $5 to go watch them if you want to have a lawn seat. We have like parks. There's so much stuff to do that my family, we personally never really felt the need to go on like a big vacation, like 2 or 3 days, 3 or 4 days. Go somewhere and do this and do that. When we were younger, my dad and my mom debated about camping, but I was like, no. Now I'm like, camping, cool. Just give me one of those campers that have like the marble countertops and the fireplace, and that's camping. That's glamping. I like that. And I'm a country girl. But yeah, so my family, we've never felt the need to go and do these big, huge vacations. because they're really not us. I mean, like, when I went down to Kentucky, I stayed in my aunt who took me. She and I stayed in my other aunt's apartment. I stayed in my cousin's room while my cousin went and stayed with my grandma. And we didn't do, the only touristy thing we did was when we went to Holiday World. And that was it. We didn't go to Mammoth Cave. We didn't go to the zoo. We didn't do any of that. I think the only other thing we did was we spent a lot of time driving around Fort Knox, because that was actually where I was staying. I was staying on base in Fort Knox. So that's pretty much it. That's all we did was we drove around Fort Knox. We drove around Louisville, because that's where my grandma lived. So we really didn't do anything that you could consider touristy. I got souvenirs and stuff, but most of my souvenirs was I got a t-shirt that said somebody in Fort Knox loves me, because of the time my aunt was in the Army. So, yeah, it was like, really, I've never gone on a vacation where I can say I've done the tourist thing, and I think part of that is because, like, John Ball and Potter Park in Detroit, I've gone there so many times when I was little. Like, Potter Park, I used to go there every year from the time I was in 4th grade till I was in high school. I think we stopped going when I was, like, a junior. Okay, we did that trip, and we not only went to the zoo, we went to the museum. Okay, that's fun. That was what I like. That's my idea of a vacation. I just like simple things. So for me, Disney World is like the dream, the goal. That's like, if I had to take a vacation, that's the one real vacation I want to do. It's been like 5 or 6 days at Disney World, because I'm such a huge Disney fan, and now they have Marvel and Star Wars, and I'm not as big a Marvel fan as I am Disney and Star Wars, but I still like Marvel. So for me, it's like, I want to go do this. So Disney World is like the one big vacation I want to do. And it's sad because I'm literally like the only person in my family who at this point still wants to go to Disney World. My mom's not into amusement parks. My brother's not into amusement parks. My dad would probably just spend all day at our hotel sitting by the pool. Of course, if we go to the Star Wars hotel, there's no guarantee that they will have a pool. But literally, so I don't really understand why with this job where you set your own hours, you really have to say, oh, by the way, I'm taking a vacation. Because for me, it's not like I'm taking a vacation. For me, it's like, oh, hey, I'm going away for a day. Oh, guess what? I can set my schedule where I don't have to do any work for that day. Like, I don't like Black Friday. I'm not going to, that will probably be the day where I be stupid this year and I try to go get gifts for everybody. I said it, I be stupid. But part of that is it's one of those things that I want to do that I've never done. Like, I've never been to a bar, and like a real bar, not like Bennigan's or Applebee's Bar and Grill. No, I like a full-on bar. I never have been to one. One of my bosses in Mackinac, she wanted to take me to the Pink Pony, which is still a restaurant with a bar. Okay, it's not. That's where she wanted to take me, but I didn't end up going because I left early. And I probably wouldn't have gone anyway. But I would love to find someone I could really, really trust and just go to a bar. Not because I want to get drunk. I don't like alcohol. I don't want to drink. I just want to go to see what a bar is like. You know, to see what all the fuss is about. Because everybody's like, oh, bar scene, the bar scene. Well, I've never been to a bar, so I don't know exactly what the bar scene is other than what I've seen in TV and movies. So I kind of am read. So I kind of would like just one time to go to a bar, and I'd probably just go one time and go, this is it, okay, thank you. So it's like one of those things I want to do once. Like, I want to go to Disney World once. If I never go to Disney World again, I don't care. I will have gone at least one time, and the best part is I am old enough to have made memories. You know, I understand wanting to take your baby to Disney World, but at a certain point when they're like less than 5 years old, they're really not getting anything out of it because they're not really going to remember Disney World. They're not going to really remember Mickey Mouse, other than the fact that it traumatized them. So there are a few things like I would like to do like once. Disney World, a bar, so yeah, so I'm not that worried. So like, and so then speaking of that, Black Friday, going shopping on Black Friday, like literally going shopping on Black Friday, like getting up early in the morning to go shopping on Black Friday, that is one thing I would like to do just to see what it's like. And I've said this before, I have gone out on Black Friday. I've actually worked on Black Friday, which I feel like I was jilted because the first Black Friday I worked at Claire's, and it wasn't too bad. It was busy, but it wasn't like crazy busy. But that's because Claire's, we didn't have any special sales or anything. And last year, I did Black Friday at Staples, and I was supposed to work 7 hours, and I ended up only working about 3.5, 4 hours because our manager grossly overestimated how many people would come to Staples' Black Friday event. And so she had all of us there, and there was so much overlap. I got to go home early. Like, I came in, I think, at 11. I was supposed to stay at till 7 or something. And I got sent home at about 5 o'clock. And my poor mom, who had been at Walmart from, like, 2 o'clock Thanksgiving to, like, 10, like, midnight, and then went back in Black Friday and was there till, like, almost 10 o'clock at night, Black Friday. I called her on the phone and I went, "Hey, Mom?" And she's like, "What's wrong?" I got out of work early. Like, she could not believe that I'd only been at the store for, like, 4 hours, and then they were sending me home. So I actually called my dad, and my dad's like, "Dad, where are you?" Because one of the golden rules is my mom is pretty much okay with me walking, but I can't walk past dark, and I'm not allowed to walk during Black Friday. Like, that is a big no-no in her book. I could not walk during Black Friday, so I had to call my dad. And I actually think, no, I walked. Did I walk Black Friday? I think I might have walked that morning. No, my mom had to go in about an hour before me, so she dropped me off at the mall. And I was going to get chips for everybody to take into work. And I went to Target to get the chips. And I'm like, the lines are so long. I'm like, no, I'm not standing in a line to be late to work just because I wanted to buy everybody a bag of chips. So I actually walked from the mall to Staples. And Staples is like right by the mall. So it wasn't that far of a walk. But then I had to call my dad to take me home. My dad was at Bob Evans, which is actually right by Staples too. Like, this is the nice thing about this area. Most of the bigger stores are actually all up the road from my apartment. Like, you go up the road, you go this way, up the road, and on your right is the mall, which is where Target is. Target's an anchor store. So is Barnes & Noble and Yonkers. And behind that is Dollar Tree and Kohl's and Michael's and Ultra Beauty and a few other stores. And then in front of the mall is Burger King. And then next to Burger King is PetSmart and Qdoba. And then on that other side is Bob Evans. And then behind Bob Evans is Staples, Gordon's, and Pier 1. And then you have Joe Mann, which is a side street that runs behind Staples. And then on that side, you have Culver's, Myers, Aldi's, Bed Bath & Beyond, and Walmart. And on the other side, when you're going up Eastman on your left side, you have a Speedway, you have Chicky and Chippy, you have Bennigan's, you have Lowe's. There's a little shopping area with like Starbucks and Firehouse Subs, and that's where Logan's is, and Arby's, and Applebee's, and then, also by Walmart is Home Depot. So like I said, it's really convenient because in this side, because Midland is kind of sharply divided into 2 separate business districts, and all the main businesses are on this end of town, and then the other end is like Main Street, and then you have Kmart and what else? Oh, Kroger's and Farmers Market and stuff like that. So it makes it really convenient. And they're actually located, you just go up, pretty much up and down Eastman, you can get to either end. So that makes it really awesome. So it's nice, but Black Friday, I would love to go up and get up early and go shopping Black Friday because I've never done it. I have been out on Black Friday, but 2 years I've been working. And the other years we actually go in the afternoon, so late afternoon, early evening, because that's when, if we had to get groceries or something, we would go do late afternoon, early evening, because that's when all the craziness has died down. So, I've actually never been, except for when I worked Staples and I went to go to chips, but I have actually never partaken in any of the deals. And my family works in retail. I know the secrets of Black Friday. I know that a lot of the stuff that is on sale are just floor models, old models. They're not really worth what you're paying. But I would still want to go do it because Black Friday is also right in the middle, probably, of the Seasons of Force, which starts September 1st, because that's when they release a good chunk of all the merchandise for The Last Jedi and stuff. And oh my gosh, I saw the new Rey Jedi training figurine. It's so pretty! But that would be, I think, a good time to go. Also, I want to go to Hallmark store. I love getting Christmas stuff. I have no room. Speaking of, I went to Hallmark and I saw the ornaments. I think I mentioned this, and I love them. Also, Star Wars Lucasfilm, they revealed Kylo Ren's new TIE Fighter. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. It's not, where did my TIE Fighter go? It's right here. It is not a TIE, my lightsaber fell. It is not this TIE Fighter. It's not that TIE Fighter. No, no, no. Kylo Ren does not get a measly regular TIE Fighter. He's also not getting a TIE Striker, or TIE, I think it's a TIE Striker. I think TIE Striker is what Vader has. It's not Vader's. It's actually a new TIE Fighter. Go online and look it up. It's so cool. It's called the TIE Silencer. Okay, I'm not like the biggest, I like kind of the design of TIE Fighters, but my brother says it's stupid because they're not very doable, and anybody who's watched Star Wars knows these are like the easiest things in the world to destroy. I mean, watch New Hope in the trench run for the Death Star of Han Solo shoots something and it just clips the ring of one of these and it sends everything careening. It crashes into the other one, blows that one up, and knocks Vader off, and he goes spinning into space. So they're not the greatest. So regular TIE fighters are not the greatest ships in the world, but this TIE Interceptor looks awesome. I'm holding the laser. Ah. You can't see it, but it lights up. I still need to get one more. I'm debating. I really want the SFX lightsaber, but I know what one I want. As bad as it sounds, I want the SFX lightsaber for Kylo Ren, but the only one they have at Walmart, which is where I'd end up getting it, is Luke's. So, I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of Luke's lightsaber that he makes in Return of the Jedi. But it's still a classic, so I'll probably end up getting it, but I don't know. But yeah, there's so much Star Wars stuff going on, and next Tuesday is the release of, nobody say anything, of Battlefront 2 Inferno Squadron, and it also happens to be July 25th, which means it's Christmas in July! Woo! Merry Christmas, everybody! My list of obsessions is very short. Star Wars, Disney, Christmas! It's like the three things I am absolutely obsessed with the most. And I keep knocking over Obi-Wan's lightsaber. Which is actually, I bent the plastic part a little bit, so it's not, so at the end it's like slanted, so it's bending at the end. So it's not perfectly straight. And it's sad because I don't take care of that one, and he's my favorite, but I've taken awesome care of Anakin Luke race. I don't care what anybody says. This is Anakin's to me, but this one I've done really good with. The other one not so much because it's the one I keep playing with. And by playing, I mean racking myself in the head. I really need to take some kendo lessons. But yeah, so my mind is racing ahead to everything. I'll be happy to have this paycheck because I'm going to be getting the book next Tuesday. And that's money I could have spent on. Well, I need to get a phone card too, so I'm going to have to get some money for a phone card. Well, not yet, because I got one already. But this $10 I get today, I can get that for, I should have it in my account, and I can use that for Star Wars Night at the Loons! I'm so excited. Yay! Star Wars. I should add baseball and football to that list of obsessions. And my faith. I'm totally obsessed with my faith. But yeah, so technically I had my first day of work, and it was nice, it was fun, it was simple, it was easy. And now I should probably get back to working on my story. Shh, don't tell anybody I'm slacking. I am so totally slacking. I am procrastinating. Oh, FYI, I finished Throng. I finished the novel. And it was definitely amazing. Like I said, I was reading it and I was loving it. It is really cool. I love how he managed to figure out everything. It's like he was able to outsmart everyone, including the Emperor. I'm not going to reveal too much, but definitely if you're a huge fan of Throng, if you're a huge Star Wars fan, definitely check it out. It's really awesome. I also want to say, even though it kills me to say this, check out, if you haven't read it yet, definitely read Lords of the Sith, which is this novel set on Ryloth, and it has the Emperor and Darth Vader get stranded on the planet Ryloth because of Cham Syndulla and his rebels. And it's really interesting. It definitely gives a very unique perspective into Darth Vader's psyche at this point. And as I say it, I kind of look at Darth as like two separate beings. So when I read Lords of the Sith, I definitely see the old Anakin in some of his actions and some of what he says. And I definitely feel like there's a battle in Lords of the Sith between Anakin and the side that is Darth Vader. So Lords of the Sith is really interesting, though it's kind of sad. I'm reading New Dawn right now, which I've talked about, which I absolutely love. I love Kanan and Hera. And after that, I read the 2 young adult novels that came out. Guardians of the Wills, which is about Chimway and Baze, followed by Rebel Rising, which is about Jen Arso and her life before she was freed by the rebels. So it's going to be interesting. And then I still have Star Wars Kanan, the Rogue One novel, and then that will probably be followed up by Inferno Squadron. I've got Star Wars A New Hope with Heir to the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back. I think Twilight Company comes in between that as well. Return of the Jedi, Aftermath, Lockdown, Aftermath, Empire's End, Bloodlines, and The Force Awakens. And we're not done yet, because there's 2 more books being released on September 1st about Princess Leia and Captain Phasma, and they're also releasing a kids book called all about Luke Skywalker and his adventures between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So definitely, if you're a Star Wars fan and a bookworm, this is like amazing. All the books that are coming out is so cool. I could be reading for like the next 5 years, but I'm not. So I'm going to get going so I can go work on my fanfiction Crossing Battlefields and try to get more of this chapter done. I don't think I will, because I really want to jump onto Old Republic tonight so I can get my Jedi Consular off of Nar Shaddaa. I don't know how you say it. It's a planet with the huts and it's creepy. So I'm going to get going. I love you guys. Lots of love, hugs, and prayers. Have a great weekend, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.